Exactly.
Okay. So when you're modeling, what do you think about? Like, what is a model like while you're posing, while you're looking at the camera? What do you think about?
Honestly, I just think about myself and like the theme behind it. If it has a story, then I follow it.
Okay.
But I mainly think about myself. Like, how can I express my true feelings behind this like shoot or like this theme? You feel me?
So how can you basically portray how you're modeling? How can you portray it onto the camera and have people look at you a certain way, in a sense?
I follow a storyline behind like myself, and like I just vision a character within myself following that theme.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
So for every shoot, you have a character that's following a theme in a sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you make up this character in your head.
For sure.
So for example, say we're on set right now. What character is following what theme?
Shit, I'm ROSEWOLF, and I'm following me. I'm doing what I want to do, and
where
that's
you at?
it.
And where you at?
What you mean, where am I?
Yeah, like what kind of podcast are you on?
Podcast. I'm on BASTIENDRÜP. It's all about drip. You feel me?
It's all
That's
about
all
the style,
it is.
right?
Exactly.
Oh, what's going on, Drip fan?
Fire. This is not a word.
She is by far the dopest female to come out of Lawrence, Massachusetts. She amassed about 15,000 followers on Instagram, single-handedly broke the norms of what a model's supposed to look like, and she has a unique style that's gritty and confident. She modeled for big brands like Reebok. She's determined, focused, and now she's on the Overall Drip Experience podcast with BASTIENDRÜP, the Floss in the City himself. Drip fam, I want you guys to give a warm welcome to ROSEWOLF.
What it do, what it is.
What it is. I'm going to get straight into it. Who have you seen or who have you worked with or what brands have you worked with in the modeling industry that surprised you? And tell us, what was so crazy about this experience?
Honestly, for me, it was Reebok.
Reebok, okay.
They personally reached out to me.
So Reebok, the big brand Reebok, that be competing with Adidas and Nike. Said, let me hit up ROSEWOLF.
So it was my boy Ivan who hit me up, who was working on a recent Reebok project.
Shout him out real quick.
Ivan, my boy. Yo, he hit me up on some just random shit like, yo, I'm working on a Reebok project. Would you want to be a part of it? And I said, yes, of course.
Shout out to Ivan. You're a real
You feel
one.
me? You're a real one, bro.
Tell us, like, what was so crazy about the experience, though? Like, I know you got into modeling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever envision, like, yo, Reebok's going to hit me up? Or
No.
my boy who's connected to Reebok? Like, tell us how you felt and tell us what was so crazy about the experience in general.
How I felt, I was surprised and excited at the same time. But honestly, shocked because I wouldn't think that I would be able to achieve something like that.
Okay.
So when he hit me up, I was like, yeah, of course. Like, I'd be down for sure.
Okay. So you didn't think that Reebok would be a brand that's just going to be like, yo.
Nah, I didn't think that I would have that potential to be that model to work with Reebok.
So that definitely boosted your confidence.
Yeah, for sure.
So after that, the price went up.
Know that.
We know that. So, with that being said, I know for a fact you're at the point where you're selective with who you model with.
For sure. I'm very picky with who I work with.
You're very picky. So basically, the person that you model for, you're basically giving them a cosign in a sense, right?
For sure.
Okay. So, how do you go about picking who you model for?
I usually look at like their work ethic. I look at their photos and look into if their aesthetic matches mine, and if they do, then I'll hit them up immediately. Like, yo, I would love to work with you.
Okay, so you hit them up or you wait for them to reach out to you? Or does it depend?
It depends. They usually reach out to me, but if not, like if I see potential in their work, I'll hit them up like, yeah, like I would love to work with you if you're down.
So you're humble enough to go down to the level where it's like, I rock with you. Like, no matter how big your following is, you're not at the point where you're like, they need to hit me up. You're more like, I'm going to go to you. I rock with your style. I fuck with it.
For sure.
What do you think it really takes to be a model? Because when I think about a model personally, like I said, we're talking about the media. When I'm looking at the media, it's 6 foot people, really slim, jaw structure, craziness. Basically, that's America's idea of a model. You break that. You're 5 feet, right? So like you break that. Like, what do you think it really takes to be a model? Because you clearly break the norms.
Honestly, I feel like it takes a lot of confidence and self-worth in yourself. If you feel like you have that confidence, go for it.
Okay.
You know? Don't limit yourself to your height, your appearance. If you feel like you got that, go for it. All it takes is you believing in yourself at the end of the day.
Okay. So let's tap into the mindset, like, when you started. So basically, I'm pretty sure you looked at the media and everything. You've seen these models as well. You're like, that's not me. Like, you're not 6 feet. You feel me? So, like, what did you tell yourself when you started? And tell us a little backstory on how it even started in general.
Honestly, like, how it started for me, it was really hard. I didn't really, like, truly believe in myself.
So you struggle with self-confidence to an extent.
It was a journey within, like, self-love.
Self-love, okay.
Yeah. So when I started gaining self-love was when I started doing more shoots, believing in myself, looking myself in the mirror, like, yo, you can actually do this. Or, like, even being casted for photo shoots that I never would have thought I'd be able to do. Like, I'd walk into a studio and be like, yo, like, I'm not 5 feet. These other models are taller than me. They're in an agency. I'm not in an agency.
Okay, so you're independent.
Yeah. I'm a freelance model for sure. I'm not with any agency or anything like that.
Do you have plans to sign with an agency, or do you want to stay the independent route? Or are you waiting for them to bring value to the table before you sign?
If I find an agency that I can trust and that I do more research on, that I feel like I can work with, for sure.
What are you looking for in an agency though? Like what do you like when you think about, okay, I'm a freelance model, I follow you on social media, of course. And you're doing your thing for sure.
Word.
I gotta commend you for that. And like you're really out there, you're really like, I see you like every other day posting some new shit. I'm like, this shorty, is she signed or what? Like, what you doing, bro?
I'm not signed. I do this all by my lonely, like all by myself.
That's dope. So the fact that you can get those gigs, you can get those people by yourself. If you don't know this, I'm gonna tell you, you already bring value to the table. So you're at the point now where the agencies that signing you, they have to bring value to you, because you clearly don't have a problem with booking gigs, booking shows, or booking even shoots in general. So what are you looking for in general for an agency for them to sign you? Like, what does an agency have to bring to the table for them to sign you?
I'm honestly looking for an agency that can work with my style, my comfort zone. If you haven't noticed already, I'm not too girly. I like to portray my own being.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I'm a tomboy, but my style is very androgynous.
Androgynous. Ooh,
yes.
Explain that. That sounds crazy.
So it's like in between, like how would I say, like tomboyish and girly.
So you like snap dab in the middle.
Yes, exactly that.
Okay.
Yes.
So they have to basically fit that mold for you. Like, they have to be like somebody who is not looking for a girly girl, but not necessarily looking for a tomboy.
Exactly.
You gotta be like cutthroat in the middle.
Yep.
Okay. That's fire. Like, on your free time or just in general, do you like think about agencies? Is there an agency you look up to the extent where it's like, I would love to be part of this?
There's not an agency that I personally look up to, but I've heard of digital agencies where you work through them through like social platforms like Instagram, things like that. And I feel like that would be easier for me due to my height. I am 5 feet. I'm not tall. I can't do runway. So I would love to do things like that. I feel like it'd be easier for me to get that work and get my bread at the same time.
Okay. Get your work and get the bread at the same time. That's fire. So you genuinely have a passion for this, but like this, There's no
Definitely.
ROSEWOLF without modeling, and there's no modeling without ROSEWOLF.
For sure.
What about modeling makes you so passionate? Like what is it?
I feel like it's an expression for me. Creative wise, I love to express myself creatively. It's a poem for me within my my poses, within my photo shoots. I love creating a theme. I just don't model to say, oh, I'm a model. No, there's a theme behind my photo shoots forever and always.
There's always a theme.
Yes.
Okay. And you don't really express the theme. Do you express the theme in your captions, or do you, expect the audience to, figure out what it is by just watching what you do?
I honestly expect the audience to realize the theme, but if they don't, I try to say it in my caption, in my poses, you know? Yeah.
So you'd say that you have some very intricate, well thought out fans.
For sure.
That look at what you're doing, that like, for example, like similar to how they would look at a painting, in a sense. For sure. So like, cause I can look at a painting, you can look at a painting, and we can see two different things.
Yeah.
So you like to keep that mystique about yourself.
Exactly.
Basically.
Nah, I've had people hit me up like, yo, like your photos are actually art. Like, I can't say that you're a regular model. You feel me?
For sure. Like, people in general, like, I see it. What do you mean? Like,
the
legit.
Word.
Like, when you're modeling, I'm like, this is not what I'm used to seeing. Like,
it's true expression. It's
exactly
how I express myself.
And it's the number one thing, guys, is it's really authentic. Like, I feel like you're really true to yourself. And I feel like that's what a lot of people lack. Like,
for sure.
Authenticity.
I feel like we're in a generation where people like to follow other people and they're not really themselves. So at the end of the day, I like to be myself and express that, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. It's like you have to ignore the voices and just do what makes you happy and just be yourself. And like I was mentioning this to her earlier, it's like people are gonna follow original people. Mm-hmm. You're prophetic, you move to the beat of your own drum. And people will love that. Like, authenticity is number one.
Be yourself no matter what.
No matter what.
With support, no support, be yourself. Someone will feel your work either way.
For sure. What tips can you give for the people that don't know how to be original? Because I personally know people, I'm pretty sure you know people that they legit, like, their goal is to be like somebody else. Don't get me wrong, everybody has inspirations. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more like the people that just don't know themselves. Like, what tips can you give for people that want to be like you, like want to be a model, but they don't know, like, I don't know how to pose, I don't know what to wear, I don't know how to go about doing it. Give the audience some tips on how to go about doing that.
Honestly, the tips that I would give them is do your research on modeling, and if anything, do research on yourself. Look into the mirror, find your angles, look at yourself. What else?
Be around people who inspire you.
Exactly. Just be you at the end of the day. Don't try to be someone else because that's not you at the end of the day. Find your inner self. And sometimes, even getting no support, being your own support is enough. Be you. Be authentic no matter what.
It's fire. I really rock with that. And I feel like a lot of people, they get really discouraged because in the beginning, they don't have the engagement. Mm-hmm. They don't have
It's
the
not
likes.
easy, for sure. It's not easy.
So, let's tap into your beginning stages.
Shit.
Let's tap into your beginning stages. So, like I say on the podcast, it's not all sunshine and roses.
For sure.
Let's go to the beginning and how you started. You, like I said, I don't know the beginning. That's why you're on the show. Yeah. But you could have had an easier start than most people because of your aesthetic, because of the way you work. In my personal opinion, you're born
It wasn't
to do
like
this.
that. It wasn't like that.
So let's tap into that moment. Let's tap into that vibe.
Honestly, my first shoot, it was not like that. I was very awkward. I didn't have the self-confidence that I thought I'd have. But then I started researching on modeling, fashion, and I got more comfortable within myself. It has to do a lot with self-love. If you don't have that, you can't really reach to the next level. So you have to truly find yourself and who you are, And if you don't have that, it won't work out for you.
I truly believe that because it's crazy that like it really shows in the camera if you're insecure.
It does. Like, it shows in your face, in your body language, and everything.
Like literally, like shout out to Mavro.
Mavro, yo, my boy, he shoots me, and it's lovely, bro.
Mavro is fire. Like I gotta give him a shout out. But he came on the show. He did a shoot with me on the set. Pictures came out fire, by the way. And he said it himself. Like he said, I feel like he said it. You know, he was one of the best people to say it. He said, if you're insecure, if you're not yourself, if you're not authentic, if you're not original, it's gonna show on the camera.
For sure.
Sometimes it's not even necessarily about the aesthetic, about how somebody looks. Sometimes just about your confidence and the way you carry yourself.
It's about you at the end of the day.
It's about just you. So it's like, you could be the prettiest girl in the world, but at the end of the day, if you're not authentic to yourself, the camera's gonna see it, and the people watching are gonna see it. It's gonna show no matter what.
Facts.
That's what I'm saying. It's just mind blowing. Like when I think about it, a camera can really pick up on your aura and your energy.
Yep.
Imagine how people can pick up on your aura or energy. That's crazy. So let's go to social media engagement. You have 15.1K followers.
Sir.
Humbly.
Never would have.
You never would have thought about it. Give the audience some tips. Give me some tips, because I'm cooling right here. Give me some tips, give the audience some tips.
Yeah.
What does it take? How did you build that massive platform? Give us some tips on how to build it, how to increase engagement. Talk to us.
Honestly, I'm just myself no matter what. No matter if you feel it or not, I'm me. And I've had Tumblr, I've had Snapchat, I've had Facebook, Instagram for years. And I feel like a lot of people would follow me based off just me being me.
Okay, so you think it's the authenticity and the originality.
For sure.
But for people that, like I said, there's people out here that don't have that. So, like, how would one of those people that are working towards it but don't have it like you yet, like, what tips can you give for those people, like, that are, you know, starting off, that don't have a Tumblr, they're not that creative, because I feel like Tumblr is a really creative platform.
Nah, for sure.
So let's talk about Instagram, because I feel like that's the social media that you body. That's the platform that you bodied. So let's talk about Instagram. 15.1K is
if
crazy.
You don't have that, just focus on you. Don't matter if you're getting support or not. At the end of the day, if you're getting support from yourself, that's what matters. Just be you no matter what. No matter if someone feels it or someone don't.
So you'd say just your secret sauce is just to be original. That's
for sure.
So originality. Okay,
nobody's power is being you.
Okay.
You are you, and that's it. Nobody has that power to be you.
Okay. But how about the people that are them, but nobody rocks with them?
If nobody rocks with you, then you gotta switch shit up. You're doing something that's not really catching the eye.
That's not really original, but
exactly.
It's probably not original, because I feel like everybody has an essence to themselves. Like, everybody has their own, like...
For sure.
You're your own person, bro. Like, you're different. Like, even me, like, on the show, everybody who's come on this platform has been different in their own right. Like, everybody. So, and I rock with every single person that has come on here. So, if you don't have a platform by being yourself, that means you're not being yourself, in my opinion. For sure. Okay. What do you think it is about your look that's so intriguing to the audience, to the people that follow?
I feel like sometimes it has to do a lot with my hair. For sure. People love the curls, the volume, but at the same time, the way that I carry myself. I'm very humble, I'm very positive, and I'm very ambitious and spontaneous. I don't let negativity get to me, and if I know my worth, I'm gonna work for it, you know?
Okay. That's fire. I can see that. So you'd say one thing about your aesthetic is definitely your hair. Speaking about that, I was gonna get into this a little later in the conversation, but a lot of people have asked me, I'm not even gonna lie, I ain't even gonna hold you. A lot of people have asked me, like, bro, her hair is fire. Like, what's her hair routine? so,
Shit.
so
Shit.
you're gonna have to give the audience, because there's girls that look up to not only you as a model, but they rocking with the curls.
Curls,
like, your curls are just chilling right here. Like they should be flat. You feel me?
Shit. Before it was not like this. I learned how to care for my hair. You know what I mean?
You gotta give the audience some tips. The females that are watching, what's the hair routine?
Shit. The hair routine is getting trims. Your ends are getting bad, girl, go to the hair salon, get your trim. Do some deep conditioners, some hot oil treatments, massage your scalp. You'll be good to go.
So let's talk about how often you do it. So let's get a little deep into it. Like, how often do you do it? Like, how often do you do? Like, how natural is your, like, is it more of a natural thing, or do you actually go in deep and like take care of your roots?
Both. I've been natural for over 5 years now.
Okay.
And I get my trims once a month, or whenever I feel like my ends are getting straight, I trim them myself. You don't even have to go to a salon, if anything. I do deep conditioners once a week, hot oil treatments once or twice a week, depending on how damaged or how dry my hair feels.
What kind of oil though?
Coconut oil, olive oil, jojoba oil, argan oil, all that good stuff. You know?
It's fire. I find it, so besides your hair, so we talked about your hair, but besides your hair, what do you think people are like intrigued by when it comes to your aesthetic?
When it comes to my aesthetic, I feel like people are intrigued by my poses, for sure.
Okay.
When they see my photo shoots, I feel like people see a story behind it. I'm not just like sitting, being stiff. No, I'm doing poses, Vogue poses, whatever it is.
I'm gonna link them in the video.
Yes, whatever it is that I'm comfortable with doing with my body, I feel like people pick up on that and they're like, oh shit, like this is different. Not everybody's doing this, you know?
Okay, so it all falls back to the original and authenticity. I rock with that.
Just being yourself.
Okay, so like I said, I love to encourage people to be whatever they want to be. How does one know, like, that's what they're made to do? Like, how does one know? I know how you figured it out, but how would somebody who's trying to, like, yo, I think I might be a model, like, how would a person like that figure it out? Like, how would one pick it out? What hints are left behind? What clues?
I feel like if, let's say, you post a lot on like social media, people are constantly hitting you up like, yo, you have that look, or I would love to work with you. You have that potential to be that model figure.
Yeah, but I feel like that takes time though. So,
it does.
Because I follow a whole bunch of people who I'd be like, man, Miss Shorty looks like a model. But they don't get the engagement. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for the people starting off, though, I feel like it takes time as well. It does take time. But, like, for the people starting off that don't get the engagement yet because they don't have the following, how would those people figure out? Like,
in all honesty, it doesn't matter about the following. If people are hitting you up saying you have that look or that confidence, go for it, no matter what. You don't need support from other people to be like, oh, I'm a model. Okay. Nah, if you feel that within yourself, and if your work shows for it, you're a model.
You're a model. Okay. Rock with that. That's really dope. So let's tap in to your personal life. So let's go back. We're going to go back. So we went into the modeling. We're going to go back. Growing up in Lawrence, right? You grew up in Lawrence. What were your aspirations? Like, you already told me that you didn't want to be, you didn't know you were going to be a model. You basically fell into it. And before you answer this question, I got to address this. I feel like a lot of things that happen in life, guys, are not planned. I feel like in life, you stumble upon things when you put out the right energy, for sure. Like, she became a model without actually wanting to be a model. And, like, it comes down to relationships as well. Like, in relationships as well, it's like, you don't really plan out your life to be with someone. It kind of just happens. It kind of just happens. Exactly. Like, it happens naturally. And I feel like that happens with everything in life. Like,
you can't force things.
You can't force anything.
If things are forced, it will not work.
It will not work.
You have to just flow with it. And if it flows correctly, it will fall in place.
The current goes correctly, then it goes.
You got to follow the wavelength.
Like, I fell into podcasting. Yes. I did not tell myself I wanted to be a podcaster.
You can't force it at all.
Exactly. So, let's go back to your childhood, to you growing up, because I had I was going to the NBA, you know, Cap.
Shit,
I
my aspiration was
gonna
being
be like
a vet. I was all about animals. Yeah.
I was going to the NBA. Like I was gonna be
Word.
with LeBron in the finals. You
The
feel me?
complete opposite. I would have never thought that it would get to this level.
You thought you were gonna be a veterinary.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay. So what steps were you taking towards becoming that? And before
Towards becoming what? A model or a vet?
A vet before you became a model.
For me, it was going to school for that, but I didn't end up doing that.
Okay, so you told yourself that you wanted to just work with animals.
Yes.
Okay.
I was always around animals my whole life. Whether me being like 9 years old, seeing a bird without like a working wing on the street and me picking it up, putting it in a box, and me trying to... Yeah.
You
I did that a couple times. Pick up random ass birds with no wings and just feeding them in a box. Like, yo, I'm your mother now. You feel me?
Yo, that's
Word.
hilarious. So you just be picking up birds.
Yeah,
I be looking at birds, I be like, oh, that's crazy. I be looking at birds, I be like, damn, bro.
I've had a passion for animals since I was a little kid.
That's crazy.
So me being in the modeling industry now is just crazy to me. I never would have thought that I'd be in this position.
So what? Like, what did your parents say? Like, when you told, like, how did you break it to them? When you told them, not only your parents, let's not only talk about parents here, because I know you're Dominican, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you come from, so they're probably old school. Let's talk about the people around you, because I'm Haitian.
For sure.
People are old school, and
I'm Dominican.
They're never gonna...
Old school Dominican.
Old school Haitian. They're never gonna understand what you want to do. It's either doctor, lawyer, whatever. So, nurse. So, when you told the people around you, when you told the people around you, plus your parents, like, what did they say? How did they encourage you? And what really happened?
I feel like, honestly, my parents has been the biggest supporters in my life. I thought it would be the complete opposite, but my mother, for sure, she was always with me, behind with what I wanted to do, truly. So she would tell me, if that's what your heart is telling you, follow it.
Okay.
You know? And also with my father, he would be very supportive. He would not backtrack or anything. He's like, if your heart is following it, go for it.
Damn, that's rare. That's
for
really
sure,
rare.
it's very rare.
You're probably the second person that came on the show that told me that. Because usually...
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. They're
for
like,
sure.
Nah, you're not
Where
doing that.
They're like, nah, you're not doing
this. You're going to be a doctor, lawyer, psychologist, psychiatrist.
But nah, my parents were like, yo, if this is your calling, go for it. You never know what can happen with it, you know?
That's different.
For sure.
Your parents aren't all that old school then. Come to think about it.
I would have thought that they'd be different about it, but honestly, since they saw the passion in me and me actually working towards it, they would support it. They saw my my courage and my passion for it, so they'd be like, yo, like, I support you. Why not?
Okay.
You know?
That's
yo, I'm here for it. Because, you know, like, a lot of people out here are hustlers. We're immigrants. And we're soldiers at the end of the day. So I'm going to support it no matter what.
And I'm telling you, it's like, this podcast is really highlighting the strengths of all the local talent. Like, I'm grabbing, like, to me, you can say I'm sucking or whatever, but you're the top model. Like, who's better than you now?
Word. Whether you support me or not, I'm going to support you because that's the good that I have in my heart.
Exactly.
You know?
But, like, for me, like, the whole goal of the show is to get the top performers in whatever they're doing.
Nah, facts.
And you're on the show because I feel like you're the top performer.
Exactly. So highlight that.
There's other models here, but in my opinion, you're the top. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
Oh, that's dope. And, like, I can see the passion. Like, you're literally crying right now.
Word. Yo, I'm crying for a reason. Just for no reason at all, but I'm crying for a reason, you know?
Fire. This is my favorite question to ask on the show. Because I feel like this question brings the most value to all the listeners, and the point of the overall Drip Experience podcast is to bring as much value as possible to the people watching. So when people are watching, I want people to learn, digest, take it in, and apply that to their own life. So the question is, what was your greatest failure? And when I ask this question again, it's not what was your greatest L as in loss, it's what was your greatest L as in lesson. So don't come and tell me I failed at this because I did this wrong. You gotta tell me something that you failed at, but it was also the biggest learning experience, and it taught you something so valuable that you use that in your everyday life today?
Alright. My biggest L was not believing in my full potential.
Okay.
And I feel like not believing in my full potential was a lesson that you need to believe in yourself no matter what.
Okay, so what was it about yourself that held you back from believing in your full potential?
What held me back was not having that confidence in myself, not having that self-love in myself. And as I reached that point, I learned more about myself and my potential and what I'm worth.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. But what was it that showed you, like, yo, I need to believe in myself. Like, I need to do this for me, not for the people. Like, I need to do this, like, for myself, not to please anybody else. Like, what was it about? You know what I'm saying?
I feel like what showed me that was the major or like Ivy League people hitting me up to do shoots. Was that bigger brands hitting me up like, yo, I need you for the shoot. That for me was that breaking point. Like, yo, you gotta do better than this. You gotta believe in yourself.
Okay,
you gotta do this for you.
So it was basically the insight you were getting from the bigger brands that was like, I'm ready that shorty. I'm
exactly. Like, you gotta believe in yourself. And support and no support.
Okay. So I'm gonna transition into a new segment I like to call the drip check.
Do that.
The drip check. Okay, so this is a segment I like to call chips or drip or the drip check or whatever. Chips meaning basura, trash, garbage, and drip meaning fire, fuego, hot.
Heard you.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna analyze your outfit. We're gonna look at your outfit. So this is gonna be posted on Instagram, by the way. So we're gonna have the people on BASTIENDRIP's Instagram vote and say if your thing's chips or drip, and you get entered into a pool of the next guest or the guest after, whether they want to enter or not. And then there's gonna be a winner, and that winner might get a cash prize, so on and so forth. But I'm analyzing your outfit.
What
you got the forces. It's fine. You got the bandana on the pants. You got the green shirt. You got the.
But what does the green shirt say though?
Jew Jork.
You bought that life though?
Jew Jork. So
if you bought that life, you're gonna know. If you're not, I'm sorry.
So I analyze the outfit. Fuck with your hair. Fuck with everything. You gotta tell us what inspired you to put this on today.
Alright. What inspired me?
Before you tell us that, where did you get this fit? Because I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Heard you. In all honesty, I like to be different in all aspects.
Okay.
This was thrifted, vintage, Boston store, bought. I got these pants, custom made from Depop. Air Forces.
So you went onto Depop to buy those?
For sure.
Okay.
Air Forces from Depop, custom made also. I don't like to rock things that people in general like to wear. I like to be different. I like to be myself. I like to express myself in weird ways. Whether you rock with it or not, I'm me. Okay. If you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. I'm gonna still be me at the end of the day. You feel me?
I feel that. But like, those pants are really unique. Like, how did you know that, like, what was it about? So let's talk about the pants first. What was it about your pants that was like, I need to get those? Like, when you see it on Depop, what were you like? What were you focused on? Like, what told you, like, I need to have
First off, I had with the girl, like, yo, I want these pants. And she's like, yo, they're dead stock. Like, nobody has these. Like, you sure you want them? I was like, for sure.
And she made them herself?
She made them herself. And I was like, yo.
So it's one of one?
It's one of one. I rock with them. Not everyone is going to rock with them. Not everyone is going to like them. So I'm going to rock with them if I like them at the end of the day. You don't have to like them, but if I do,
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Okay, so let's go. All right, so we did the pants. Let's go to the shirt.
Shirt, thrifted, vintage store shop. I saw it, liked it.
Said, fuck it.
It's mine. That's it.
Fire. And the shoes.
The shoes. I saw them off Depop. I saw that they kind of glowed a bit, and I saw that no one really had them. So I was like, yeah.
So they glow in the dark.
Yeah, I have to have them. No one really
has to. We're gonna have to turn off the light real quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
Turn off the light.
Let's do that.
We're gonna have to turn it off. We gotta see it. We gotta see if she's capping or she's rapping.
No cap.
Let's turn off the light, guys.
I just knew that they had to be mine.
They had to be yours because they glow in the dark. They fire.
No one really has them. No one really rocks them, so it's mine.
Shit, bro.
Yo. Whether you like them or not, I'ma still rock them at the end of the day because it's me. It's what I like. You know.
That's fire. So, I mean, I know you gave tips to the audience, the people that support you, so on and so forth.
Yep.
But in terms of your support, how has your support been in the city in general?
It's kind of tough because I feel like in the city of Lawrence, a lot of people are into their cliques and into their people who they're used to. So if you're not used to people making new moves, you kind of stray away from that.
Okay.
But I'm the type, if I support me and follow the people who support me, who are in the same circle, I got that.
Okay, I can see that.
You know?
So you feel like people in the city in general, Lawrence, Massachusetts to be exact, they're more like used to their people. They're not
for sure
as open-minded. Not saying they're not open-minded, but they're not as open-minded to new people, new cliques, and new experiences in a sense.
Word.
Okay, I can see that because I kind of go through a similar situation. It's like people see me, they knew me for a long time, and because of that, some people might be, a little like, bro, I know this kid.
Yeah.
Like, I know where he's been. He can't do this. He can't do that. That's not him. You feel me? So I do see that perspective a lot, and it's like when they see you doing something, they might stray away from it. You can notice like from when you started and the people you have around you now. It's drastically different, right?
No, word.
It is, right?
You can tell who really fucks with you and who doesn't. And I take that as serious as possible. I take support as serious as possible. I can tell when it's fake and when it's real.
Okay.
Yep.
I can see that. This is a game I love to play. I'm going to say a word or a phrase, and you're going to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, basically.
Bet.
Okay, so it's gonna be a word or a phrase, so be ready. And the only rule is that you can't repeat the same thing twice.
I'll try not to.
This is gonna be obviously freestyle. It's gonna be off the head or whatever.
Word.
But so we're gonna start it off. So let's go with passion.
Passion.
Straight, like it's supposed to be quick, so you can't think. Just the first thing.
Passion. I feel like.
Quick.
Self-worth.
Okay. Let's go, Lawrence.
Lawrence soldiers.
Modeling.
Work ethic.
Okay. ROSEWOLF.
ROSEWOLF. Myself.
Creativity
within you.
Fire. Support
within you.
Nah, you can't say the same thing twice.
You're right. Support within the people who really support you. Originality, yourself.
But that's the same thing as within you.
Originality, who really supports you.
Okay.
BASTIENDRIP, you. You're different. You're not like anybody else in the city.
I rock with that. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Within who really supports that.
Okay. And the Overall Drip Experience podcast.
You and him.
Yeah,
different.
It's just different.
It's different.
But how's your experience overall? Let's talk about that.
Experience, lovely, safe, confident.
Fuck with that. It's fire. And before we leave, like I said, We made the front cover, guys.
Let's get it.
On the Eagle
Gotta
Tribute.
show that.
On the Eagle Tribute.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still looking for donations. We have a street
Support
mural coming
that.
to Lawrence, Massachusetts on Lawrence Street.
Yes, sir.
This is the front cover, like I said, made the Sunday paper the biggest paper. And the GoFundMe will be in the description down below. And it will be in the comment section. And on Instagram, BASTIENDRÜP, ROSEWOLF. It'll be in my Instagram. The link will be in the bio. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, BASTIENDRÜP TV. Don't forget to follow at BASTIENDRÜP. Don't forget to follow at ROSEWOLF for all your modeling needs. Go check her out, bro. She's fire. She's fire. She's fire. She's fire. At the end of the day, it's BASTIENDRÜP, the flyest in the city, aka the young intellectual.
And it's ROSEWOLF.